Welcome back, everybody. Last week was the week of side dishes. This week, I'm going to go ahead and knock out one of my favorite desserts. Now, pumpkin pie, obviously, the best. I have a pastry chef at Gather who will make me the best pie. My mother's an incredible baker. I'm a Costco girl. I will stand in line for 3 days to wait for the big, deep Costco pecan and pumpkin pie. They're my favorite. But today I'm going to show you how to make a sweet potato pie, which is very similar, a little more rustic, but so delicious. And I think people, it's not a big thing in the Midwest. It's a big thing in the South. The Midwest, not so much. But today, you know, maybe you're feeling adventurous this year and want to try something different. Maybe you have some leftover sweet potatoes. But here's what I did. I got 2 big sweet potatoes here, and I roasted them in the oven till they were soft and tender and smushy and all the things. That's all you're looking for right there. Keep the skin on them, and then all you're going to do is just throw it. Now, you can do this by hand if you're looking for a little more of a rustic dish, if you want it to be a little chunky, which I love. We've got a lot of people here who haven't tried a sweet potato pie before, so I'm going to do it a little smoother today. So we're going to go ahead and do it in the mixer where it can just get a little bit smoother. But honestly, doing it by hand works great. And then the kids can help you and all the things. Just scraping out the inside of this. Sarah, do you want me to keep the peels for your deer? No? Okay. Sarah has deer friends. Sarah has friends with all the animals in the world. She is Cinderella. Yes, exactly. So you're looking for about 2.5 cups of sweet potatoes. So I usually find that to be 2 large ones. And I'm going to go ahead and get the mixer on this right away and let that kind of whip up a little bit and get smooth. All right, so we're going to let this go here. Got a couple of things on deck. We got some melted butter. We want to make this just buttery and delicious and rich. See, that was easy. So I'm going to add in a cup of regular white sugar. We're going to sweeten this up. We're also going to add in a 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, just to add a little of that molasses flavor. It's cold in here, so this got a little dry. Hold on 1 second. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and add in some melted unsalted butter, because of course I'm going to add the salt myself. You know how I roll. And get that in there. So you can tell the studio's a little cold because it's starting to not be melted anymore. That's all right. This is so easy. Scrape the bowl. Now remember, a while ago I had made my sweet potato crisp that was so good. So that's also a great sweet potato recipe you can serve as a side dish or as a dessert. And then last week Josh Swanson was here and he made his butter explosion of sweet potatoes. It was all butter, but they were so good. So you have plenty of sweet potato options right now. All right, so now that this has come together well, I'm going to add some evaporated milk. Evaporated milk, a little different. You can use regular milk, but evaporated milk is more concentrated and it's richer, and it's just how I like to do it. So, but if you only have regular milk, if you only have almond milk, if you're an oat milk person, just put some milk in there. It needs milk. And then I'm going to add a good dash of vanilla. And then of course we've got to get some spices in here. So of course we've got the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the clove. We want this just highly spiced, highly seasoned. We want it to taste like fall. And then 2 eggs as well. Let me give this a little whirl around here. All right, we're going with 2 eggs. Does not matter if they're room temp or not. You do whatever works for you. But I am going to crack them in here first because I've had some bad luck lately with cracking eggs into the bowls. All right, so now let's give this a good whirl around. Now, I've made homemade pie crust on this show before, and it's a very easy recipe to find on our website. But if you're looking to make life easy, there's a lot. There's a lot to do during Thanksgiving. A lot. So if you want to grab the store-bought pie crust, do it. Do it. Make your life easy. If you want to make your own crust, do that too. I've done it both ways. All right, let me give this one more whirl around. I want to make sure this is really well combined. It's very, very loose, like a pumpkin pie. You used the big sweet potatoes you thought would be chunky, very loose. Be a little chunkier if you do it by hand. Beautiful. All right, so now we've got our pie plate here. We're just going to give this a gentle roll out. I had some good food this weekend. We actually, can I tell you, we had 2 huge productions at Gather this weekend, and afterwards I allow myself one time a year, maybe twice, but usually one time a year, I allow myself a midnight Big Mac. So Tommy and I got done with work around 12:30 at night, and we went to McDonald's around 1, and I got the Big Mac with a huge Diet Coke. This is so unlike me. I'm like done eating by 7 every night, and a huge thing of fries. Heaven. Heaven. Ugh, I need to do it more than once a year. No, I don't. It was so good. But I also did some cooking this weekend. My best friend and her family are here visiting from out of town, and she lives in Los Angeles. They're always eating sushi and, you know, all different kinds of ethnic foods and fresh seafood. And I said, what do you want? She's like, I want Midwest comfort food. So if you followed my Instagram, or our Instagram last night, you can see I made my chicken stew with biscuits. I've made it on the show recently, but I did homemade biscuits over the top instead of the canned biscuits. And then also, I made my famous chocolate chip cookies that you all keep asking for the recipe, and guess what? You're gonna get it on January 13th or somewhere in there for our 1-year anniversary. That's when it's your prize for sticking around. All right, so now I just throw it in a deep pie plate here. Every pie crust is different. I rolled it out a little bit thinner. I didn't need it to be super thick. And I'm just cutting off the excess here. Pies like this, to me, you can make beautiful or you can make rustic. It doesn't matter. Courtney, who's visiting me, her and I took a trip, Route 66 trip from LA all the way to Chicago, and we stopped at this restaurant, gosh, it was in the middle of nowhere, called the Ugly Crust Cafe. And it was the Ugly Crust Pie Cafe, I think it was. And it was just a bunch of retired grandmas who had arthritis. So all of the pies were super ugly, but they were the best pies in the world. They were so good. So for me, make yourself a rustic pie. Who cares? I'm just kind of pushing this into the pie plate. It ain't cute, but that's okay. Now, we're gonna take our filling here. Let me get rid of that. Pour it in, and the oven is set to 350. And we're gonna go ahead and bake this for 55 to 65 minutes till it's firm. Till it looks like a pumpkin pie, basically. Let me get all of this. We don't want to waste any of it. But, oh, we got one little chunk right there. You know what? I like that. I want that piece right there. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this in, but I'm going to show you what this looks like when it comes out. I have a feeling some people wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, actually, because the spices and everything are the same and the texture is the same. But let me show you what this pie looks like when it comes out. It gets kind of a deeper color than a pumpkin pie. It's still a little warm, so I probably shouldn't cut it right now, but you know what? We're going rogue today. It's Monday. Let's get weird. Let's see if this will come out nice and smooth. Woo! Come on, honey. Now serve this with a little whipped cream that you whipped up with some cinnamon. Oh, hello, lover. Look at this. Come on. It is so good. A little spiced whipped cream. I'm telling you, it rivals the pumpkin pie.